featuring names like Progressive, National General, and State Auto. They do it all. Auto, home, life, health, commercial, motorcycle, RVs, golf carts, and indemnity bonds with low down payments. Call 704-480-9595 or drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby, right across from First Baptist Church. Serving Cleveland County since 1986, online at WitherspoonInsurance.com.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain. The loss of a loved one can leave you with a lot of unanswered questions, feelings of stress, anxiety, and grief that makes events difficult to handle. The experienced staff at Cleveland Funeral Services and Crematory will guide you through the aspects of the funeral service with compassion, dignity, and respect. They are proud to offer cremation packages starting at $1,595 and funeral packages starting at $4,995. They're also pleased to announce the addition of the new banquet hall for families to use at no cost. Cleveland Funeral Services and Crematory, proudly serving our community for over 22 years.
You work hard every day to provide for yourself and your family. Why not let someone else help out every now and then? As your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, that's why I'm here, for peace of mind, and to help you to protect what matters most to you in Cleveland County. I'm Bert Costner. Call me at 704-482-2436 for a quick auto, home, or life insurance quote, and to learn more about how Farm Bureau Insurance can save you time and money. Be sure to ask for me, Bert Costner, 704-482-2436.
Call Bert Costner, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, today. Get the fire you desire on your new backyard grill from Future Energy Company in Shelby. Grilling season is here. Come in and see the line of Napoleon grills. The new Freestyle with a 10-year warranty is only $4.99. And take a look at the Napoleon Prestige with a lifetime warranty. Check out the Big Green Egg and the Primo grills and the Green Mountain Pellet Grill. And the Broilmaster 84XN Grill is now 40% off at Future Energy Company, 130 West Graham Street in Shelby, online at futureenergyco.com. Like them on Facebook too.
The Yamaha Get Out and Ride sales event is underway at Full Throttle Powersports in Lowell. Get 3.9% APR financing and up to $3,500 cash with approved credit for qualified buyers. But that's not all. Suzuki Fest is underway with 2.9% APR financing for 36 months for qualified buyers. And get the hottest ride of the summer with the Yamaha Slingshot with no money down or 5.99% APR financing for qualified buyers or $1,000 in customer cash. Come in for the details at Full Throttle Powersports, 101 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
Don't see too many like me, cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you, cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
KTC Broadcasting with Kevin Hastings, Shannon Allen, Dennis Davis, and as always, JP.
Good evening, JP. How are you? It's good to see you on a
good,
non-Saturday morning situation, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Shannon and I are back in town.
Yeah, I got to get you guys labels reset for the football Friday night broadcast. But good evening, everybody, and welcome. If you're listening on the radio, 92.9 FM, 101.5 FM, 107.5 FM, you can watch this show live on YouTube every Friday night, 5:37. You can also rewatch the show every Friday night. Next week, we'll have some highlights of tonight's games for you guys. Also on the schedule tonight, so this show will be 5:30 to 7. At 7 o'clock, we send it out to our stadium broadcast of all the games. Tonight we'll have live video coverage of Forest View at Burns on YouTube, and the rest of the games will be on live audio. So you'll have Mountain Heritage at Chase on WAGY FM 107.5 in Rutherford County, Avery County at Cherryville on 1590 AM 92.9 FM here in Gaston County, Kings Mountain at Shelby tonight, WHS 101.5 FM, Lincolnton at South Point tonight will be YouTube audio. So we got 5 broadcasts for you tonight. 5 broadcasts here on KTC Broadcasting. Mountain Heritage Chase at Chase, Avery County at Cherryville, Forest View Burns, Kings Mountain Shelby, Lincolnton at South Point. At 7:30, the games will kick off. But here in the studios, we've got a special broadcast for you folks that are familiar with football and watch a little college or NFL. We've got a Red Zone show here on KTC Broadcasting live on the YouTube, folks. So go to this same channel, and we'll load back up at 7:30. We got to eat our dinner between 7 and 7:30 from Pete's Fish Box here in Cherryville. They're going to provide us the food tonight, Dennis, and we're excited. We got a whole list of fish that's going to be up in here in just a minute. It's going to be smelling all kinds of fish. It's going to be fishy in here. Worse than y'all's predictions.
Kevin does a very good job with the replays during that red zone. So if you weren't at a game or you're at another game and you want to see some highlights, Kevin will find them for you and does a good job of bringing those up right here on the KTC hot spot, if you will, between the games here.
I didn't switch the camera for the folks at home to see the logo while he was talking. There's Pete's Fish Box. Well, so what Dennis is talking about, so Red Zone Channel, folks, you can help us make the broadcast as well. We've got reporters out at some of these games reporting from the stadiums and filming the games, and they'll be tweeting Kevin, the scores for us.
They have phones and YouTube channels.
Correct.
And you could send in a highlight of your son or your team or
Correct.
whatever. Kevin will go through there, and it just might make the post-game show highlights.
Correct. Or the Red Zone channel as well. So, folks, if you're out at the games, we love to get videos for of the bands and the cheerleaders as well. Football, for anything you can get football Friday night. Homecoming, when that's coming up, we like to get the homecoming videos. You send us on your phones. All you got to do is tweet at us. Just tweet at us at KTC Broadcasting. Tag us in that. Or hashtag KTC Sports, hashtag KTC Scores. So at KTC Broadcasting on Twitter X, and use the hashtags KTC Sports, KTC Scores. So if you want to find our scores on Twitter, you can go. They're sponsored by WhatsUpShopper.com. All of our other scores will be posted that we have on What's Up Shopper's Twitter feed. But tag us at KTC Broadcasting. We'll get you on the postgame show. That means your highlights, too. We'll give you credit for it as well. And whether that's the scoring highlights, the band, cheerleaders, the people cooking hot dogs. You want to send us a good picture of the burgers on the grill. The bologna on the grill over in Vail tonight as they get ready for some football. And so, Dennis, we're going to have a big, big night. And then postgame show starts at 10, everybody. So if you tune in on the radio and you hear a game going on whatever station you're listening to, folks, postgame show starts at 10 no matter what on YouTube, okay? On YouTube. So if you're on the radio and you hear a football game or something going on and you want to hear the postgame show, come over to YouTube, watch us. We're going to have highlights anyway, Dennis. They need to be on YouTube anyway, right? So so you can watch. So to recap, pregame show now, 92.9, 101.5, and YouTube. Red Zone, then we'll send out to the stadium for the football games at 7. 7:30, we have Red Zone channel live action from the stadiums. And 10 o'clock, we'll have the postgame show up until about midnight. We get off a few minutes before midnight for the radio guys and everybody. So
and
about
Kevin,
11:55.
I'll put in this plug.
Got you.
you can get the scores right here before you can get it on any other form of media. So don't stay up late trying to.
That's a challenge, Shannon. That's a challenge to your internet signal at Shelby tonight, isn't it?
Which it will not be there. It'll be awful. Yeah.
We have something better than an internet signal. We got Steve Degree.
Yeah, you do. And it's not just Shelby. It's any high school that's packed now with a lot of people. You have no signal anywhere.
No, it used to be decent, and now it's gotten so bad. You'd think that the technology would get better with it. So we're complaining about you folks out there in Neverland. Let's see, that's not the one I'm looking for. But anyway, let's see. So Shannon, we've got a new announcement here for a Player of the Week here on KTC Broadcasting, Numbers Bookkeeping and Tax Service, 707 South Lafayette Street in Shelby. Got a Player of the Week award. Noah K. and Numbers is sponsoring a Cleveland County Player of the Week. Announcers from each game will submit stats to the postgame show. The postgame show announcers will announce a winner each Friday night, 11:30. So we're going to have a Player of the Week sponsored by Numbers Bookkeeping. Now, if you want to sponsor any of the folks out there want to sponsor Gaston County Player of the Week or Lincoln County Player of the Week or Rutherford County Player of the Week, please give us a call and we'll get your sponsorship on the air. Numbers will have a trophy for each week's winner. At the end of the year, we'll name a Player of the Year here from KTC Broadcasting, guys. So Numbers will present them a $250 scholarship. So that's pretty awesome, guys. So Numbers Bookkeeping, 707 South Lafayette Street in Shelby, Dennis. So you got to go check them out. They take care of our high school kids here.
Oh, they do good service on your taxes. His mother, Judy, used to do my taxes all the time.
He does my taxes.
Matter of
Noah
fact,
does mine.
Noel was a student of mine, but he's like Tom Senefani. He went upstream over to Burns, and he's been the president of the Booster Club up there. And if you need something good to eat at the Burns game, go see Noel. He loves that new concession stand they've got up there now. He said that was good stuff.
I got to get over and check out the new concession stands and new press boxes over at our schools. Don't forget again, folks. I'm gonna switch over here to get that changed here in a minute. We're gonna have our pregame stuff up here from Witherspoon Insurance as always. I don't know where I lost my picture. I got a
and let's say a
picture
word
of Shannon
thanks
somewhere.
to Dwayne Witherspoon
Absolutely.
out there. You probably guys see him at the youth baseball around. He's got grandsons playing, but Wayne has been sponsoring us for eons, and he's a good guy and a good sponsor, even if he did used to call some football games back in the day.
Well, again, we've got our pregame sponsor, folks. Give them a call tonight. Pete's Fish Box, 704-802-4015 in Cherryville, North Carolina, Wednesday through Saturday, 3 to 8 p.m. Get your orders in now. Get your orders in now, people. I'm telling you, they're going to be busy here in just a few minutes. We're going to take a break here in just a few minutes, but don't forget to call Pete's Fish Box, 704-802-4015. Flounder, catfish, perch, Alaskan white, calabash, fantail shrimp, deviled crabs, frog legs Fridays. Shannon, I already know what CJ's getting next week. Frog leg Fridays. Go ahead and put that down on the list. Chicken tenders and hush puppies, French fries, slaw, devil crab, and more. You don't want the frog legs? They're washing down there. They'll cook them up right now, Shannon. They're cooking our food right now for us. So if you want the frog legs, the folks down at Pete's Fish Box will cook them for us.
You better leap on
I
that
can't
one.
talk him into the frog legs, folks. I'm trying.
I'll let y'all eat them.
All right, we'll have them for CJ next week then. All right, found baked potatoes, devil crabs, and more. Pete's Fish Box. All right, JP, are you ready in there for our first break? Are we? All right, well, we're going to take our first break, and when we return, we're going to have some predictions. And we're going to tell you who all is playing where this Friday night. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Before you buy insurance, call and compare at Witherspoon Insurance in Shelby, featuring names like Progressive, National General, and State Auto. They do it all. Auto, home, life, health, commercial, motorcycle, RVs, golf carts, and indemnity bonds with low down payments. Call 704-480-9595 or drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby, right across from First Baptist Church. Serving Cleveland County since 1986. Online at WitherspoonInsurance.com.
With the recent rain and windstorms, a lot of trees have fallen or branches are hanging on for dear life in the trees in your yard. If that's the case, call Jesse Tucker at Tucker Tree Service. For almost 7 years, Tucker Tree Service has provided expert tree removal, branch trim-ups, and stump grinding for people in our area. They are fully insured. And right now, receive 10% off your first job. Call Jesse Tucker today at 704-953-0057 for a free estimate. That's Tucker Tree Service. Online at tuckerstreeservicenc.com. Get the fire you desire on your new backyard grill from Future Energy Company in Shelby. Grilling season is here. Come in and see the line of Napoleon grills. The new Freestyle with a 10-year warranty is only $4.99. And take a look at the Napoleon Prestige with a lifetime warranty. Check out the Big Green Egg and the Primo grills and the Green Mountain Pellet Grill. And the Broilmaster 84XN grill is now 40% off at Future Energy Company, 130 West Graham Street in Shelby. Online at futureenergyco.com. Like them on Facebook too.
From Shelby, turn off Highway 74 at Highway 226, up Highway 226 to the caution light at Zion Church Road. There on the corner is Kibo's. Been there for over 20 years. Kibo's, where you'll find Hunt Brothers Pizza, snacks, candy, chips, also soft drinks, hand-dipped and packaged ice cream, bread, tobacco products, and much more. Yes, that's Kibo's. And don't forget to fill that vehicle up with gasoline at Kibo's, 226 North at the caution light in Shelby.
Ahoy, mateys! The shrimp boil is back at Pete's Fish Box in Cherryville, and it's available every day. And don't forget about Frog Leg Friday. People are hopping in for it. And try their perch and chicken tender specials each and every Saturday, along with big dinner plates. Walk up or drive through. Call 704-802-4015 for Pete's Fish Box. Again, 704-802-4015. Pete's Fish Box, 116 West 1st Street in Cherryville. Open 3 to 8 Wednesday through Friday. And sponsors of the Friday Night Football pregame meal for KTC Broadcasting.
There's nothing better than a good round of golf, and there's nowhere better to play than the Riverbend YMCA Golf Course in Shelby. Check out the new rates and come on out and play. Play and ride Monday through Thursday for just $36. Seniors Monday through Thursday for just $30. Play and ride Friday for $42, and play and ride Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays for $50. Book your tee time by calling 704-482-4286. Again, 704-482-4286 for a great round of golf at the Riverbend YMCA Golf Course, 3005 Longwood Drive off College Avenue in Shelby. Online at riverbendymca.com.
It's what you've been waiting for. The big new bath and kitchen showroom at Wind Supply in Shelby is now open. Yes, come in and check it out. You're going to love it. Whether you're building new or remodeling, Wind Supply in Shelby can help you with your bathroom and kitchen. Check out the line of Delta faucets and MTI baths. There's a variety to choose from. The new bath and kitchen showroom is now open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Locally owned and operated, that's Wind Supply of Shelby. 208 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at windsupplyinc.com.
The Transportation Administration of Cleveland County continues to operate TAC, Cleveland County Transit and Reach. The Cleveland County Transit route will continue to be free to ride until further notice. For more information, call 704-482-6705. Again, 704-482-6705. For schedules and times, visit tacshelbync.com. That's tacshelbync.com. Drivers clean and sanitize their vehicles every route.
And we're back on the Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby pregame show here on Friday Night Football.
We don't have JP's camera set up yet. We're going to work on that here in a little bit and let the folks at home check that out. But either way, I'm working on getting our games set up here. Shannon, let's go just read through the games that are playing tonight, and then folks, we're going to start picking and predicting all these games tonight. I will tell you the games on broadcast here on KTC Broadcasting. Once again, Mountain Heritage at Chase is on WAGY, Avery County at Cherryville on WCSL, Lincoln at South Point, LincolnCounty.com, Forest View at Burns on YouTube, and Kings Mountain at Shelby on WOHS 101.5 FM. All right, Shannon, you want to go through and Dennis go through some of the games there and tell everybody at home who's playing tonight across the area. The only one I missed in the top bracket was Bessemer City at East Rutherford. I'll let y'all kind of roll through the rest of them yourselves there.
All right, so Dennis, I'll start on the left column, okay?
Okay.
All right, so Mountain Heritage will be traveling to Chase. Avery County will be traveling to Cherryville. Burns will be hosting Forest View, Shelby, and Kings Mountain at Shelby. South Point and Lincoln will be played at South Point, and East Rutherford will be home against Bessemer. I thought they were playing at Bessemer City.
It is. I got that wrong.
Okay, so East Rutherford will be traveling to Bessemer City. Polk County will be going to Madison. Brevard will be at Pisgah. Smoky Mountain at Cherokee. Franklin at Murphy. Asheville Cougars will be at Tuscola. And the Hendersonville Bearcats will be going to North Henderson.
All right, I'll take this middle group. And you've got the North Gaston Wildcats. New coach this year, former Crest assistant and former Kings Mountain assistant Wilson moves over there. And he's taking the North Gaston team. And they're going over to East Gaston tonight to open the season over there. The Greenville Hurricanes. I'm not familiar with them, Kevin. I think they must be a charter school.
The homeschool.
Homeschool. But they're traveling over to Thomas Jefferson
It's
tonight.
Greenville, South Carolina, as well, I believe.
Yeah, not North Carolina. That's a long road trip. Forest Hills is taking on Ashbrook tonight. That's an interesting game. We'll talk a little bit more about Ashbrook and their expectations this season. East Lincoln Mustangs takes on the Kramer Storm tonight. We've got the North Lincoln Knights at the West Lincoln Rebels. Terry, stand by out there. We want to hear some things about these two teams and make a prediction on that game a little later. St. Stephen's is playing Bandy's tonight at Bandy's. We've got East Surrey Cardinals going over to Robbinsville to play tonight. You've got the Newton Conover Red Devils traveling to West Henderson to play the Falcons tonight. You've got the Bunker Hill Bears going to the Freedom Patriots tonight. You've got the Maiden Blue Devils taking on the Ford Tigers. You've got the West Central Eagles taking on the Ashe County Huskies. And you've got the Inca Jets traveling a short distance over to the Owen Warhorses tonight for a good old mountain smash mouth battle there.
All right, then. You want to do it?
No, go ahead. I'm trying to get something up. There we go.
Okay, South Caldwell will be going to West Caldwell. East Burke will be hosting Christ School. Alexander Central will be hosting Statesville. That's a tough first game. West Iredell will be hosting Community School of Davidson. South Iredell will be traveling to North Iredell. RS Central will be going to Brevard. Hickory will be going to High Brighton. West Forsyth will be traveling to AC Reynolds. West Columbus will be going to Lake Norman Charter. East Wilkes will be at West Wilkes. Hunter Huss will be going to Drone, and Andrews will be traveling to Rosman.
Is that all?
That's all.
All right, guys.
Kevin, remind the fans out there, one of the schools ran into a situation this year, sort of like East did a couple of years ago, and they're not playing football this year. Shannon, do you recall who it is?
That's Patton.
Yeah.
Patton High School.
Yeah.
They're playing JV. They're not playing varsity.
If you're listening for Patton scores this year, we don't have any other than the JV scores.
I doubt anybody will be listening for Patton scores.
I doubt
Not down here
as
anyway.
well. But just wanted
Maybe
you to
grandma
know,
or something.
don't call in and ask, what's the Patton score?
Yeah. And Patton's had all of Burke counties has struggled ever since they built both Drone and Patton.
Yeah.
Because that took a lot of kids from the schools or from Freedom and East Burke. And, of course, obviously everybody sees it now. 2 schools was definitely too much. I mean, they could have got away with just one, but, before why mess it up?
That was a struggle between 2 school board members.
It had to be.
If you get a school, I get a school. They built 2 schools, and they both went downhill.
Yeah. But the whole I think even Freedom back in the day, Freedom was tough for anybody to play. But now they've got a new coach this year, the coach from Mount Airy. He's at Freedom now, but still that took away a lot of the student population. It took away a lot of athletes. It took away and some other factors in there as well. But it hurt Burke County football for sure.
All right, folks, there's the games in our area tonight. West and North need to be flipped too on that one, and we'll flip the East and Bessemer City games for the folks watching online on YouTube. We got our scoreboard up and operating. It's ready to rock this year. We're going to get those changed for you on there as well. But we got them for you. We had to fire the art department. Shannon, they were doing it late instead of getting it done earlier in the week. So I had to get rid of them. That's me. All right, we'll be back in just a minute. KDCBroadcasting.com.
You're listening to The Boss, WHS, Shelby, North Carolina, your beach oldies and sports stations. Online at KTCBroadcasting.com.
The weather stays nice and quiet through the entire weekend. It's a beautiful weekend to be outdoors. Tonight, it's partly cloudy with some patchy fog. Temperatures cool down again into the upper 50s to lower 60s tonight. Mostly sunny and a little bit warmer Saturday. High temperatures climb into the mid-80s. It's mostly sunny and warm on Sunday as well, with high temperatures climbing back into the upper 80s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
Currently from the KTC Broadcasting Studios, it's 5:56, and the temperature is 79 degrees.
They've got it mowing, and they've got it going too at Hojo Outdoor Power in Shelby. Red hot summer deals are waiting for you. Check out the line of famous Bobcat mowers, also top quality Ferris mowers, and special financing is available for both. And strong cash discounts are available too. And don't forget about their line of Shindawa, Husqvarna, and Red Max power equipment at Hojo Outdoor Power, 110 Grigg Street in Shelby off South Lafayette Street. Online at hojopower.net. When you have experienced the loss of a loved one, you can trust the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home, Cremation Center in Fallston, and the Stamey Cherryville Funeral Home and Cremation Service in Cherryville to help guide you through the arrangements necessary to create a meaningful ceremony that will celebrate the unique life being honored. Find out more by visiting the website at StameyTysingerFuneralHome.com, located at 846 East Stagecoach Trail in Fallston, and StameyCherryvilleFuneralHome.com, located at 405 North Dixie Street in Cherryville. Ahoy, mateys! The shrimp boil is back at Peach Fish Box in Cherryville, and it's available every day. And don't forget about Frog Leg Friday. People are hopping in for it. And try their perch and chicken tender specials each and every Saturday, along with big dinner plates. Walk up or drive through. Call 704-802-4015 for Pete's Fish Box. Again, 704-802-4015. Pete's Fish Box, 116 West 1st Street in Cherryville. Open 3 to 8 Wednesday through Friday. And sponsors of the Friday Night Football pregame meal for KTC Broadcasting.
This area's premier golf course is Deerbrook Golf Club in Shelby. Come play once and you'll be back guaranteed. Ride and play 18 Monday through Friday for $40. After one for $35. Ride and play weekends for $58. After one for $50. Seniors ride and play Monday through Friday for $35. To make your tee time, call 704-482-5653. Again, 704-482-5653 for the Deerbrook Golf Club. 201 Deerbrook Drive off Highway 180 North in Shelby. Online at DeerbrookGolfClub.com. Like them on Facebook too.
It's time to call the winning team. That's the Katie Bradley Real Estate Team, your Keller Williams agency. When you work with the Katie Bradley Real Estate Team, you're getting knowledgeable and professional real estate agents. They'll go to bat for you and bring you home. Whether you're buying or selling, they'll take the stress out of your transaction. Just call 704-472-0133 and step up to the plate. Get it sold today. The Katie Bradley Real Estate Team, your Keller Williams agency, located at 213-1 South Washington Street in Uptown Shelby. Like them on Facebook too. Make this the summer event continues at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Shelby. Now get $3,750 total power dollar bonus cash allowance on the new 2023 Dodge Challenger RT. And get a $4,250 total bonus cash allowance on the 2024 Jeep Gladiator Sport 4x4. Come in for all the details at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1310 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at MarburgerChryslerJeepDodgeRam.com. When you have experienced the loss of a loved one, you can trust the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home, Cremation Center in Fallston, and the Stamey Cherryville Funeral Home and Cremation Service in Cherryville to help guide you through the arrangements necessary to create a meaningful ceremony that will celebrate the unique life being honored. Find out more by visiting the website at StameyTysingerFuneralHome.com, located at 846 East Stagecoach Trail in Fallston, and StameyCherryvilleFuneralHome.com, located at 405 North Dixie Street in Cherryville.
And we're back on the Witherspoon Insurance for Shelby pregame show on Friday Night Football.
Good evening, JP. JP's ready for some fish. He's got to go get it in a minute. Going down to Pete's Fish Box here in Cherryville. Pregame show brought to you by Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby. And we're going to have a player of the game tonight announced in a little bit all over the board on this sheet. Shannon, I know I got to fix the middle two. if you guys will work on these far right 2 columns there for your predictions, I'll go down the hall and do a couple little changes there. But for that part, if you guys will take care of those 2 boxes first before our next break, we'll get some predictions in for the folks at home.
All right, Shannon, which ones you want?
Yeah. It's always hard the first week.
None of the above, I know.
Yeah, you kind of, guessing.
I'm sure you've got your scouting reports from all your pro scouts out there scouting these teams that nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah. I was kind of disappointed Currituck's not on here versus Pamlico Sound or whoever it is.
Yeah. Okay.
I had that one ready. But anyway, so yeah, South Caldwell will be traveling to West Caldwell. Again, in the past few years, Dennis, West Caldwell has been horrendous, to say the least. And in South Caldwell, normally, or a few years past, they were your homecoming game, but they've turned it around somewhat better than West has. And I think in this game, South Caldwell win this easily. I know it's a rivalry in Caldwell County, but I think South Caldwell wins this one at least by 3 touchdowns. I'm going to say 28-7.
Okay, 28-7. And I think that's because some of those South Caldwell players stopped going over to Highbright.
Yeah.
a couple of years back.
Actually, West Caldwell players.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Christ School Greenies, I have no idea, against the East Burke Cavaliers, which is about as bad. But I'm going to go with East Burke. They deserve to win something in Burke County tonight. So I'm going to go with a score of 7-13 for East Burke.
Well, if there's another Christ school in Western North Carolina, the only one I know of is in Asheville.
Yeah.
So normally that's a pretty much I think you can go there anybody can go there. I don't know what that's. I don't know if it's a charter school, or if it's a private school.
Yeah.
I have no idea. But anyway, Christ School, they've got some good players. They've got some good players and good athletes. I think they go to East Burke, and I think they pretty much just walk the dog on the Cavaliers. And I'm going to say 42-3 over East Burke.
You're probably figuring that Heath Schuler's son is still playing for Christ School.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Is that where he went?
Yeah.
That's the same one.
And Heath was doing a little part-time coaching over there. Don't know if that helps. It didn't do much for the Redskins back when they were the Redskins.
That's true. Okay. All right, so the next game, Statesville will be traveling to Alexander Central. This is probably out of this group in this column here. This may be the most the intriguing matchup. Normally, these two teams are normally they're pretty competitive on the field. Statesville last year they lost to Crest, I think, in the first round or second round of the playoffs.
Tough.
Yeah, I remember they had a quarterback that was like 290, just a big kid, and I don't know if he's back. I wouldn't think so, but. They're playing at Alexander Central, and I think both of them are athletic. Both of them can move the ball. I'm just going, again, from last year. I think Statesville's going to have more horses in the stable. Alexander Central will keep it close early, I think, playing at home. But I think Statesville pulls away in a close one, 21-17.
We'll be more accurate and have more information after this first week is over. But right now, we're pinning the tail on the donkey in the dark with some of these teams, like Community School of Davidson Spartans versus West Iredell Warriors. And I would have to be honest with you folks out there that are listening in. I really don't have a clue what either one of these teams has got back or what they've got.
Right.
And I haven't heard from anybody that's placed them as contenders this year. Based on what we saw last year, I'm going to go with Community School of Davidson to do 14 and West Iredell Warriors 12.
Well, I remember last year, Community School of Davidson, they had a really good team, and I want to say, was it Burns that beat them in the playoffs? Or maybe it was Forest Hills somebody beat them in the playoffs, but it was like the second, third round, maybe second round. They had a very prolific offense, but I want to say those kids graduated. Those kids were seniors.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, West Iredell comes in. They're normally the best team in Iredell County for the past few years, and I think they win this one pretty easily. Again, we're just guessing here. 35-14 is what I think what I think that score will be.
Okay. Now we've got the South Iredell Vikings. You just gave West Iredell is the best team in Iredell County. But the South Iredell Vikings are playing the North Iredell Raiders tonight. So we've got all these Iredell teams here.
Yeah.
And from this standpoint, is the South Iredell better than the North Iredell?
Yeah. North Iredell, I think that's your, I don't want to say doormat. That's normally the team in Iredell County that,
Last year, South beat North 35-0.
There you go. Okay. So, again, I think South or North is the one team that a lot of it's maybe a baseball school. I don't know, but they've not been that good in football in a while. I think South Iredell goes in and, again, wins this one like they did last year. I'm going to say 28-0.
Well, you sort of picked my same points. I was going with 28, but I was going to give North Iredell at least a fighting chance, and I was going to give them 10. So 28-10 South Iredell, the South over the North.
Okay. Next game, RS Central will be traveling to McDowell, and this is a big rivalry game between these two schools. They always play each other first every year. They're close proximity to where RS is located in Rutherford County to McDowell. The kids know each other. It's just a good ball game. You're going to have a lot of physicality in this one. You're going to have some trickaroo plays, if you want to call it that. But RS Central, again, I think they're still trying to find some type of identity that they maybe have lost since Coach Cheek left, and he left I think maybe 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah,
maybe not that long. Maybe it's been 5 or 6 years, but. I think they're still trying to find the right system for that group of kids, maybe. But having said that, McDowell comes in. They're gonna pound it, and they're gonna try to just wear RS out. I think that will not be. I think that won't happen. I think RS will go in there and win. Just trying to, again, just guessing here, just trying to pull for our local teams in the community or in the area. RS 20, McDowell 14.
I was about to say, do you want last year's score first before you do that?
Yeah, sure.
McDowell lost. So RS Central won last year 31-24 in overtime.
Well,
so RS in overtime last year by 7.
McDowell has a homeboy coach that's come back in and trying to build up the program.
Mm-hmm.
And he hit and missed a little bit last year. He had some good wins, but he had some losses. McDowell is actually a 4A school. It's hard for them to find preseason games against a 4A school. They have to go over and play Asheville and some of those guys over there in the conference to play the 3As. I don't know what they've done in the off season. I would say this coach has had them working a little bit. I'm going to go for a buddy of mine who's a McDowell fan and is going to call me later tonight or early in the morning and want to know their score. I'm going with McDowell, 20-12 over RS Central.
And Coach Pruitt's listening. He said it was Forest Hills that beat Community School Davidson last year. So thanks, Coach Pruitt. He's a terrible football coach. So next, Hickory will be going to High Brighton. This is one of those games that Hickory coming off as a state championship season last year. They're traveling to High Brighton. High Brighton, as we mentioned a while ago, they used to be pretty competitive back a few years ago. But they're still competitive. They're not as competitive. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They're not as potent as they were about.
They're down a notch, but they're still good.
Yeah, and but Hickory coming in, I think they're gonna, they're the big dog on the porch right now. I think they're gonna have the bullseye on them, and they're gonna get everybody's best game. High Brighton's been preparing for this game since probably December or November of last year when their season ended.
Well, we're going to know more about Hickory after they play East Lincoln.
Yeah. So again, you got to give Hickory props. You got to say they're going to win this game until somebody beats them, until they show that they can rebound and rebuild, maybe from what they lost last year, if they lost any from the players last year. Okay, so so Hickory I think wins this one easy. I'm going to say 49-7 over High Brighton.
49-7. That's a pretty good score. I would go with 42 for Hickory, and I'm going to go with High Brighton 10 on that one.
last year. I'm sorry, I meant to tell you guys. 35-14 for the Hickory Red Tornadoes in that game.
Yeah. All right, so next game, Dennis, West Forsyth Titans will be traveling to the AC Reynolds Rockets.
Yep.
And you got some stuff written down on them?
I don't have anything on them.
Last year's game between these two teams, West Forsyth won 8-7.
Well, I was
a lot of action.
I was fixing to say this is usually
West Forsyth beat AC Reynolds last year 8-7.
A pretty tight, low-scoring game, and I would predict the same thing tonight. Probably 14 for AC Reynolds and 10 for West Forsyth.
I know last year, 2 years ago, when AC Reynolds came to Shelby and played them, they had a kid that ran or rushed for like 300-something yards, which had never been done. I don't know if maybe the Brown kid that went to Crest years ago. I don't know. Yeah. He may have done it then against Shelby, but I think that was a big mark against the Golden Lions that year, and that was right at the beginning of the season. I want to say he was hurt last year. He may have got hurt in this game last year.
I think it was the scrimmage. He got hurt in a scrimmage down at Shelby.
Maybe that's what it was, yeah. So that's why that game was close. He's back now this year for his senior campaign. West Forsyth coming in, they're a 4A school. But AC is just a 3A, but you don't know the difference in numbers and how many kids they can choose from. But going to AC Reynolds, playing on that turf, it's different up there. The community's going to be fired up because they always are. Reynolds is going to put a competitive team on the field each and every year. I'm like you. I think the AC will win this one at home behind the running back, and I can't remember his name, but he's Shelby will get a load of him, I think, next week when they play him. But AC, I'm going to say 28, West Forsyth 14.
Okay, that brings us to West Columbus versus Lake Norman Charter. And here again, this is the first game of the year, folks, so we don't have a lot of stats to determine who the players are that are back and gone and sitting out and injured and all that stuff. But right now, I would probably go with Lake Norman Charter based on a few things going on. Kevin, do you have that score from last year?
I'm working on it. Give me about 5 seconds.
Okay.
Almost. Yeah, most of these teams do play each other, like, 2 or 3 year deals or whatever. So Lake Norman Charter last year in 2024 did not play this team. So you're blind on this one, boys.
Yeah. Well, it won't be the only one.
Yeah.
But I'm going with Lake Norman Charter over West Columbus Vikings by a score of 21-14.
Yeah, I'm going to say Lake Norman wins 28-0.
All right, next up on it, we've got East Wilkes and West Wilkes. And now I know these teams played last year as East won 28-21 last year at West. This year they'll be at East. Shannon?
Yeah, that's one of the,
I got that wrong.
When you do or when you play your county rival that first week, it's always tough, but it's exciting. Yeah. Obviously be good gates for the home team there. And it's tough to play your county, to play that rivalry, especially in the same county, because the kids, we all know this, the kids know each other, coaching staffs know each other. And so they're going to try to work a little harder, dig a little deeper here and win this one. Again, going with the home team here, I know East won last year, but West Wilkes playing at home. I'm going to say they'll win this one 21-14.
Well, I think you're on to something there, Kevin. The home team is going to have an advantage in any of these county rivalries. And so I'm going with West Wilkes 14 and East Wilkes 10.
Hey, next game is Hunter Huss. Will be traveling to Drone.
Last year, the Huskies from Gastonia won 44-21 at home. This time going up to the Wildcats. Shannon.
Yeah. I think Hunter Huss comes in wanting, they're wanting to obviously get that first win. They're going to be athletic, but again, the coaching staff? I don't know if they got a new coach. I don't remember.
You can't ever.
No, that's Farsview got a new coach. They're the ones that got a new coach.
You can't ever tell about their players. They can have some hidden gem players that turn out to be great players on a sort of lackluster team. And then they can have some lackluster players that play as a team and do much better record-wise.
Right.
I'm going to go with Hunter Huss simply because I think they played up. They could have been a 2A school, but they chose to play up and do a better job, I think. And Drone, I sort of lost faith in Drone over the last few years. So I think Hunter Huss going up to Drone is going to lay a little something on them. And I'm going to go 28-12.
And I don't want to start anything about playing up, but Hunter Huss is not the smallest school in Gaston County.
Nope.
And that playing up garbage, that's garbage. They should be a 3A school. People can argue with me on that all they want to, but they got the numbers to be 3A. Drone, that's that Burke County school that we were just talking about a while ago. One of the two Burke County schools that, I don't want to say it's destroyed Burke County football, but it's hurt the program. But Drone does have probably more athletes than Patton does.
Yeah.
Drone probably has more athletes than East Burke, honestly, but I think Hunter Huss will be too strong for him. I got it 35-14, Hunter Huss.
Okay. Well, we're going back up in the mountains where it's a little cooler right now. We got Andrews playing Rosman. Now, I don't know how much you know about this territory, but that's East Tennessee, if you will.
That's up near Lake Junaluska, is that? Or no, the dam up there.
Keep on going.
Yeah.
They're back in the corner
near Murphy
there
somewhere.
with Rosman. There's an old satellite thing up at Rosman for national intelligence. And the reason they went there was because there was nobody around, and they could set up these huge satellite dishes to scan the sky and intercept the signals from outer space without any local interference. So I'm going to say there will be a little Rosman interference tonight to the tune of 24 for Rosman and 12 for Andrews.
Yeah, I think both these two teams last year, I think, did well. I know Rosman did. I think they did anyway. But they're both going to be tough. That is one of those, they probably a close proximity to each other. They probably know about each other. It's going to be a hard-fought ball game, be a physical ball game, but I like Rosman at home, 21-0.
And like I said, it's sort of an Area 51. You just never know what can happen.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to be back in a minute. It's Pete's fish box of Shelby time. It's time for us to Cherville. I'm going to get that. I just read everything wrong. Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby, Pete's fish box of Cherville. We'll be back in the Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby pregame show in just a minute. We're going to go eat some Pete's fish box. We'll be right back. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Before you buy insurance, call and compare at Witherspoon Insurance in Shelby, featuring names like Progressive, National General, and State Auto. They do it all. Auto, home, life, health, commercial, motorcycle, RVs, golf carts, and indemnity bonds with low down payments. Call 704-480-9595 or drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby, right across from First Baptist Church. Serving Cleveland County since 1986. Online at WitherspoonInsurance.com.
Are you ready to elevate your farm in an outdoor experience? Look no further than Fred Caldwell Tractors in Clover. We're not a dealership, rather your partners in performance. Mahindra is synonymous with rugged durability, innovative technology, and top performance. Right now, qualified buyers get 0% financing for up to 84 months on select models. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or just starting out, see Brian Lane and Wayne Gregory at Fred Caldwell Tractors. Fred Caldwell Tractors is also a certified Toro dealer, located at 961 Bethel Street in Clover. Online at FredCaldwellTractors.com. Like them on Facebook too.
This radio ad is worth money. Just listen up to this radio ad and take $100 off any wooden or metal building. But that's not all. If you need metal roofing, mention this radio ad and get metal roofing for only $288 a linear foot. Select from a wide variety of colors, and it comes with a 40-year warranty. And they're a U-Haul rental office, too. That's getabuilding.com, 1705 South Lafayette Street, Highway 18 south of Shelby. Online at getabuilding.com.
Ahoy, mateys! The shrimp boil is back at Pete's Fish Box in Cherryville, and it's available every day. And don't forget about Frog Leg Friday. People are hopping in for it. And try their perch and chicken tender specials each and every Saturday, along with big dinner plates. Walk up or drive through. Call 704-802-4015 for Pete's Fish Box. Again, 704-802-4015. Pete's Fish Box, 116 West 1st Street in Cherryville, open 3 to 8 Wednesday through Friday, and sponsors of the Friday Night Football pregame meal for KTC Broadcasting. Bring your car or truck back to life by taking it to Affordable Paint and Body Shop in Shelby, now located at 2230 Huey Church Road, just about a quarter of a mile from their old location, right across from City Electric. For over 16 years, Affordable Paint and Body Shop has been serving this area with the finest in paint and body repair. No matter what you drive, they can paint it, and they give free estimates and do insurance work as well. Drop by for your free estimate today or call 704-471-2122. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Affordable Paint and Body Shop, 2230 Huey Church Road in Shelby, right across from City Electric. Prices have been slashed. All vehicles have been reduced at S&R Auto Sales in Shelby. Come in and make them an offer. Really, make them an offer. No reasonable offer will be refused, and you can become one of their satisfied customers. On the lot now, Toyota Camrys, Hyundai Santa Fe's, Mercedes-Benz, Audis, Hondas, Cadillacs, and more. The time has never been better to buy than right now at S&R Auto Sales, 417 South Post Road in Shelby, online at srautosales.com. Like them on Facebook too. They are the home of the satisfied customer.
You work hard every day to provide for yourself and your family. Why not let someone else help out every now and then? As your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, that's why I'm here, for peace of mind, and to help you to protect what matters most to you in Cleveland County. I'm Bert Kostner. Call me at 704-482-2436 for a quick auto, home, or life insurance quote, and to learn more about how Farm Bureau Insurance can save you time and money. Be sure to ask for me, Bert Kostner, 704-482-2436.
Call Bert Kostner, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, today.
The Yamaha Get Out and Ride sales event is underway at Full Throttle Powersports in Lowell. Get 3.9% APR financing and up to $3,500 cash with approved credit for qualified buyers. But that's not all. Suzuki Fest is underway with 2.9% APR financing for 36 months for qualified buyers. And get the hottest ride of the summer with the Yamaha Slingshot with no money down or 5.99% APR financing for qualified buyers or $1,000 in customer cash. Come in for the details at Full Throttle Powersports, 101 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
Well, are we back there, sir? He's worse than JP.
Oh no!
Got no introduction, no nothing, no just hey, y'all are back. That's just nothing. Gotta get rid of the board up, Dennis.
Well, I want to see you try to fire this one.
I wish I had the camera on in there. Welcome back to the broadcast. Football Friday night here at KTC Broadcasting. We've got more games and predictions. If you're listening on the radio, you can watch this show live on YouTube. Tell your friends, tell your family. KTC Broadcasting on YouTube. We're going to do some more predictions. First game on our scoreboard, you guys see at home. I've got that backwards, so we'll fix that later. But East Gaston is actually at North Gaston this week. Last year in this matchup, East Gaston won 29-14. Shannon?
Yeah, East Gaston lost a lot. They lost the quarterback, which was their big 3-year starter, Trenton Sherrill. So they're going to have to replace him. But I think they got a lot of skill kids back. And so the newbie or the new quarterback is going to come in. He's going to have a couple good receivers, going to have a running back. And maybe they're not great, but they've played in varsity games. They played on Friday nights. They know what to expect. So that's East. North comes in, as you mentioned a while ago, Dennis, with the new coach.
Yeah.
And so Coach Wilson, he was recently at Crest, but he was at Kings Mountain before. I think he's a defensive guy, defensive-minded guy. So, will he have the pieces he had at Kings Mountain and at Crest to be able to put in at North Gaston to be able to stop teams?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Trey Harbison end up over there working with the running backs?
Yes, he did. I forgot about Trey.
So they will have somebody on the offensive side who can help them out, and Wilson's going to take care of the defense. They may be a surprise for those who haven't seen them play. Now, it's one of those things where I'm sure they'll get better as the year goes on.
Yeah.
But this opening game, your guess is as good as
Yeah,
ours.
and I, they're playing at North, and I think there's going to be a lot of excitement with the new coaching staff. And Lance Camp is somewhere. It used to be at Burns. I don't know if he's down there or not. I want to say he was last year. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so I like North at home just for the simple fact that everything seems new, and when it's new, everybody likes it. It seems to work. Especially East Gaston coming in with a new quarterback. I think that's going to hurt them more than a new coach will hurt North. But that's my opinion. I think North wins at home. I'm going to say 21-14 over East Gaston.
Well, when we say new coach, he's not new to football.
He's
been a winning coach at Kings Mountain. He was a winning coach at Crest. He's got some guys to help him on the offensive side. He's got the defense covered. East Gaston had a great quarterback and a couple of good running backs. But, Shannon, I'm pretty sure those running backs left also through graduation. So I don't know what's going on at East Gaston. They'll be a solid team, but I'm going with the surprise tonight. Like you said, I think North Gaston will open up with a win. I think it will be like maybe 21-14 North Gaston.
Okay. So the next game on the docket, Greenville Hurricanes will be traveling to Thomas Jefferson.
Last year, Thomas Jefferson 45-14 over the Hurricanes. Shan.
Yeah, I haven't seen watched Thomas Jefferson last year. Watched them against Shelby and against Burns. They didn't have the talent, obviously, to be able to compete with both of those teams. But that tells me, playing teams like Greenville or the homeschool football team, I think those are the type of games they need just to start building confidence for this, especially early in the season, going into conference play, which will be in a few weeks. But I like Thomas Jefferson at home. I think they'll again. There's a lot of excitement up there every year. There always is, and I think Thomas Jefferson wins pretty easily. I'm gonna say 49-14.
49-14. I'm not sure Greenville's going to do that well against Thomas Jefferson, but I would say it's going to be more like 32 for Thomas Jefferson, and I would say 10 for Greenville Hurricanes.
Okay.
Next, go ahead.
Tim.
Go. I was waiting for you to announce it. So
Next game will be Forest Hills traveling to Ashbrook. And Dennis, we talked about Ashbrook a while ago.
What's your thoughts on Ashbrook this year?
Well, again, same as always. They look good. As you mentioned, they look good getting off the bus, but they just can't seem to put it together on the field. I did read they had a pretty good scrimmage. I think at the Gaston County, the FCA Jamboree they had down there. I think some people were, again, early they looked good, but then, I think it fell into the way it used to be in years past. Last year, Forest Hills won 55-12 against Ashbrook, and I think again it'll be the same similar score. I think Forest Hills comes in. I think they win this one pretty easily. I'm gonna say 56-14.
And if Ashbrook loses like that, their season's over.
Yeah.
Ashbrook usually has the talent, not just that they look good, they do have some talent.
Yeah, absolutely.
But somewhere between the coaching practice field and the game, they come in. Now, they always play Crest really, really tough until the game goes on, and then the conditioning seems to take over, and the Crest athletes usually pull out a very close game. But in a game like this against Forest Hills is just going to kick them in the butt to start with. And I think you're right on that. I think Forest Hills is going to win. I think it's going to be something like 42-14. If Ashbrook has anything, they'll show it in this game, and then we'll talk about it next week. But right now, I've seen Ashbrook too much in the past look good, but play bad.
Yeah, and do have some returning starters, and just looking at here their sizes. I mean, they've got some pretty good sized kids on the offensive line.
Oh, they look very good.
I mean, they really do. They've got some new players coming in. Their last winning record in a full season came in 2013, so over 11 years ago, when they were 9-4. And then COVID year they were 4-3. But that's a long time to not be above the Mendoza line. Is that what it is? The 500 line. Anyway.
200.
But the scary thing about Ashbrook
200
is if they were to get a good win tonight, it could turn on a dime
Oh,
for
it could.
them, and they could challenge the South Points, the Crest, all the teams that they would be playing in conference. But I don't think so.
Well, not just
all right, next. All right, boys, we got 25 games here. Let's go. East Lincoln at Kramer. 57-0 last year. Does the streak of Kramer's losing streak end tonight, Shannon?
No. East Lincoln, last year they were 8-4. They lost in the second round to West Henderson. I think they've got running back Chris Daly. He's back, and also wideout Jackson Beam. They're back this is their senior year, and they've got Grant Lawless back at quarterback. This is just his junior year. I think they will be. This is one of those games, again, just getting ready for the season to start, even though this is their first game. I think they go to Kramer and pretty much just take care of business. And I'm going to say it'll be a big score because they'll want to run it up. I'm going to say 63-7 over Kramer.
Well, East Lincoln's biggest problem tonight is if they're looking ahead to Hickory. And I've got them 44 and Kramer 7 if they just settle down and play solid.
All right, next on the list, West Lincoln at North Lincoln. Last year, the Rebels won at home 21-20, Shannon.
Yeah, and again, when these two teams, anybody in Lincoln County plays now, you don't know what the score is going to be. No. It's going to be a great game. North Lincoln, this is Coach Basil's 7th year. Last year they were 8-4. They've got 15 returning lettermen. According to the stats I have here, that says a lot for what they have coming back. West Lincoln, last Coach Ponder over there, they were 9-3 last year, and they have 11 returning. They have 18 returning starters. So one of them being Jalen Winnick, their big running back. Again, for them to be, it's going to be a ground game. I think that's where it's going to be won. Winnick, I like him. I think he's a very good running back. He's getting some looks from some colleges, and so I like West Lincoln to win this one behind Winnick. I think he'll get over 200 yards rushing, and I think they'll win 35-14 over North.
Normally, I would just pick West Lincoln because I like the way they play. Tough nose, run the ball, do an excellent job over there. But what I'm hearing about North Lincoln this year is that they're picked to be one of the top teams in this area. And I don't want to have to tune in tomorrow morning, Kevin, and hear Terry Reinhardt whine about it. But I'm picking North Lincoln to beat West Lincoln tonight in a county rivalry. And the score is going to be 28-21 North Lincoln.
All right, Shannon, next game, St. Stephen's at Bandy's. Bandy's won last year 35-0.
I think it'll be the same type of score. Bandy's will be too strong for St. Stephen's. I'm going to say, Dennis, I'm going to even go higher. I'm going to say 42-0 Bandy's.
42-0.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give St. Stephen's a little break. I'll give them 7, and I'll make it 34.
All right. Next game, East Surrey. The Cardinals will be traveling to Robbinsville, the Black Knights. Again, one of these games we don't really know much about what they have coming back out of the area. I'm just gonna say Robbinsville will win this one. They're playing at home. I'm gonna say 21-7.
Well, that's a good guess. I'll go 24 and 12 for East Surrey.
All right, Newton Conover traveling up to West Henderson. Dennis, past couple of years, West Henderson's been one of the top teams in 3A.
Yep.
And so. Again, don't really know what they lost talent-wise. I think Newton Conover, they're trying to just it seems like they're just trying to tread water, just trying to stay alive each and every year. I'm gonna go with Newton Conover in this one for the simple fact they got speed, probably more speed than West Henderson does, and probably that West Henderson did lose. They had to have lost some players from because past 2 years they were pretty good, I think undefeated going into the playoffs. Those kids had to have graduated by now, but I'm going to say Newton Conover wins this one. I'm going to say 24-21.
Well, I'm going with West Henderson because winning is a mindset, and they've developed that mindset. Newton Conover's not got there yet. I don't know who they've graduated, just like I don't know with West Henderson. But those Mountain boys are big and tough, and I'm going to go with them on a score of 24 for West Henderson, and I'm going to give Newton Conover 14 on their end.
Okay. Bunker Hill will be traveling to Freedom. We all know the success Bunker Hill had last year. They defeated Burns in the playoffs to knock the Bulldogs out. Bunker Hill, again, I don't know if they were a senior-heavy team last year, but I don't think that matters. I think what matters is they set a standard up at Bunker Hill that hadn't been there in a long time, and they had a good chance to actually win some ball games, go deep in the playoffs, and which they did. Freedom comes in again, one of those juggernaut or one of those schools you don't really know what's going to happen. They've got a new coach. He's from Mount Airy. Mount Airy won the last 2 or 3 1A state championships behind a great defense. I think that has a lot to, probably with the players he had, but the system the coach had in there. I think him coming into Freedom, again, that new coach excitement. They know where he came from. They know what he probably expects, and again, one of those Burke County schools that were hurt by spreading all the athletes out. I think with the athletes he has at Freedom, I think they're going to make some noise this year. Maybe one of those dark horse teams. I got Freedom winning at home, and I'm going to say 28-21 over Bunker Hill.
Well, maybe he's one that can turn that juggernaut around because they have been a power in the past. But I question, even though Mount Airy was one of the powers of football in Western North Carolina, does he have the talent at Freedom that he had, at where he was at before?
Yeah.
And the question I have, if he'd have brought those Mount Airy players with him, I'd be a little bit more generous with it. But I agree with you. I think based on the enthusiasm of the first game, Freedom's going to win tonight, and it's going to be like 32-13 for Freedom.
All right. So Maiden, the Blue Devils, will be traveling over to Fred T. Ford. The Tigers hosting the Blue Devils. Again, a few years ago, Ford beat Maiden in the playoffs.
Yep.
And so, that's not now, that was then. But Maiden comes in, they remember what happened last year with obviously not in the playoffs, but also in that conference race, with very close conference race with the Lincoln County schools. I think Maiden wants to set a statement tonight, and I think they will pretty easily. I'm going to say 56-0 over Ford.
Wow. I'm a little bit shocked at that prediction. I'm going to go with Maiden also, but I'm going to go with a little bit more conservative. I'm going to go with 34-13 Maiden.
Wilkes Central will be traveling to Ashe County, and this is one of those games that, again, one of those mountain schools you don't really, or those mountain rivalries, that's probably not of interest here, but it's the interest come playoff time. I think Wilkes Central is going to be a tough test for Ashe County. I think they're probably a little bit more physical. I'm going to say Wilkes wins this one 35-14.
Well, even though they're playing at Ashe County tonight, Wilkes Central, I think, has a little bit more history, and I'm going to make it Wilkes Central 24 and Ashe County 21.
The Inca Jets will be traveling to Swannanoa Owen to take on the Warhorses. Dennis Owens had they've had some trouble here in the past putting together a consistent winning streak, if you will, maybe trying to rebuild a tradition that was once there but is no longer there. Inca comes in. This is a prime time for them to jump on Owen. They may have done it last year, not sure, but I think they'll do it this year. They'll start this year 28-7 over Owen.
Well, the Inca Jets are going to blow by the Owen Warhorses, and I'm going to go with the score here. They're not going to be all that good, but I'm going to go 28-24 Inca.
Okay. So what we'll do in this first column, we'll start at the bottom, work our way up all right, go ahead. Okay.
You ready for another quick break? Pete's Fish Fishbox time here on the Witherspoon Insurance Shelby pregame show.
How's them hush puppies?
Fries, shrimp, corn on top, all kinds of stuff, and more. Hey, you didn't lose me. I didn't have my mic on. Sorry for the folks home. Excuse me, I'm choking on my fish. From Pete's Fish Box. It's pretty good, Dennis. The hush puppy's good. The fries are good. We've got looks like shrimp, corn, deviled crab down there, some catfish and perch and more. We're gonna have a little dinner here on Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby Pregame Show, KDCBroadcasting.com.
The weather stays nice and quiet through the entire weekend. It's a beautiful weekend to be outdoors. Tonight, it's partly cloudy with some patchy fog. Temperatures cool down again into the upper 50s to lower 60s tonight. Mostly sunny and a little bit warmer Saturday. High temperatures climb into the mid-80s. It's mostly sunny and warm on Sunday as well, with high temperatures climbing back into the upper 80s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
Currently from the KTC Broadcasting Studios, it's 6:41, and the temperature is 77 degrees.
All across the Tar Heel State, this is Carolina football.
And he fumbles the football. He's hit and loses it, and the Tar Heels have it.
This is the home of Carolina football.
The foot race, 30, 20, bye-bye, one play, touchdown, Carolina.
Catch live coverage of the Tar Heels all season long, right here on your home for Carolina football.
On the Balls, WOHS, and Carolina Country, WCSL.
Say goodbye to those hot, sticky days in the scorching sun. James River delivers the Back to Cool special on select John Deere cab tractors. Experience ultimate comfort in a roomy, air-conditioned 3R, 4R, or 5E 3-cylinder series cab tractor. Plus, save a cool $5,000 off MSRP on top of 0% for 60-month financing. Comfort has never been so affordable. Visit jamesriverequipment.com/cool for more. Ends 8/31/24 with approved credit from John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Join us for our live Sunday morning worship services on WHS. It's the Sunday morning worship service from Calvary Baptist Church in Shelby, and on WCSL, it's the Sunday morning worship service from First Baptist Church in Cherryville.
The Yamaha Get Out and Ride sales event is underway at Full Throttle Powersports in Lowell. Get 3.9% APR financing and up to $3,500 cash with approved credit for qualified buyers. But that's not all. Suzuki Fest is underway with 2.9% APR financing for 36 months for qualified buyers. And get the hottest ride of the summer with the Yamaha Slingshot with no money down or 5.99% APR financing for qualified buyers or $1,000 in customer cash. Come in for the details at Full Throttle Powersports, 101 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
Say goodbye to those hot, sticky days in the scorching sun. James River delivers the Back to Cool special on select John Deere cab tractors. Experience ultimate comfort in a roomy, air-conditioned 3R, 4R, or 5E 3-cylinder series cab tractor. Plus, save a cool $5,000 off MSRP on top of 0% for 60-month financing. Comfort has never been so affordable. Visit jamesriverequipment.com/cool for more. Ends 8/31/24 with approved credit from John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
What happens when you get bitten by a mosquito?
It just sucks.
And what happens if you get bit by a fire ant?
That sucks too.
That's when you call H&H Pest Control and Waterproofing. They'll rid your yard of mosquitoes and fire ants. Certain pests can be very dangerous and even deadly to humans and pets. Schedule your free inspection today by calling 704-482-2847. Protect your family today by calling H&H Pest Control and Waterproofing. Online at hhpci.com. Like them on Facebook too. Termites are the #1 leading cause of damage to homes in the United States, and water damage is second. D-Line Co., a local termite and pest control and moisture and water control business located in Bowling Springs, North Carolina, can help protect your home and family from both. Call D-Line Co. today at 704-434-9411 to schedule a free estimate. D-Line Co., proudly serving the Carolinas. Call D-Line Co. for termite and pest control and moisture and water control.
And we're back on the Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby pregame show on Friday Night Football. And we're We're waiting for all of our people to get back in here at the moment. Kevin and Dennis are waiting for Shannon, who I think got a drink of water, if I remember correctly.
Leaving.
Oh, he's leaving. Oh, well, bye, Shannon.
I'm enjoying my fish. So, like, we ain't got nothing to do but Dennis talk about what's on the games. Welcome back to the Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby post-game show, brought to you by, of course, Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby. Wayne and the gang. Go see them today, tomorrow. Well, not today. Probably close day watching the show. We'll see them Monday morning, right, Dennis?
Oh, yeah.
We're enjoying our fish again, and we're getting ready for the games tonight. Got a few more predictions here before we send it out to the stadiums. All right, Dennis, try to get through these kind of quick for the folks at home.
All right. Hendersonville versus North Henderson. That's going to be one of those local bar fights, if you will. And I think Hendersonville is probably going to win that one. And again, remember, this is first game of the year, folks. We don't have anything to back this up on, but I'm going to say it's 21-14 Hendersonville over North Hendersonville.
All right. Next game up on the docket is Asheville. Cougars will be traveling to the Tuscola Mountaineers.
And I don't know if they're playing over there, if they got wiped out in the flood and you've had some trouble up in the mountains with some of those football fields washing away. But Asheville is pretty good this year, even though Rico Dowdle is not playing for Asheville.
He's a Dallas Cowboy. Was Dallas Cowboy.
Yeah, I would say this year I'm going to go with Asheville 28 and Tuscola 14 in that game.
Last year, Asheville won by 3 at Tuscola. Next game up on the docket.
Franklin Panthers at the Murphy Bulldogs. If you want to go to basically East Tennessee, go to this game, folks, because that's about where they're located. And Franklin, home to the Taylor boys, Jim and John. We know them locally from coaching Crest and Shelby. They're playing the Murphy Bulldogs, which are usually pretty tough.
Last year, Murphy 41-14, Dennis.
Yep. Murphy's probably pretty good. They traditionally are. Franklin's not bad, but like I said, this is a fight amongst brothers, if you will, and I'd say Murphy's going to win this one 28-12.
Next game, Smoky Mountain takes on Cherokee. Last year, they won 34-13 over the Braves.
Well, I think they're not going to scalp them, but the Braves have not been doing too good in either baseball or now football this year. So I'm going to go with the Smoky Mountain Mustangs. They're going to come roaring down the gap, and they're going to win this one 21-14.
All right, next up, Brevard at Pisgah, where last year the Pisgah Bears won 24-10.
Well, I'm going to have to go with Pisgah. It's tough to beat a bear up in the woods, and I'm going to go with them a score of 32, and Brevard Blue Devils, I'm going to go with 14 for them.
Al Bundy's favorite, North Carolina High School. Polk County Wolverines tonight will go up to visit the Madison Patriots. Polk County and Madison last year's game. Let's see real quick so I can give Dennis a little history. Polk County won big 33-7.
Well, sometimes Madison has a real good team and sometimes they don't. I don't know what they got this year. Polk County lost Coach Ollis. I don't know what they've got this year in terms of a quarterback to run things. I'd say this one's going to be a slobber knocker shootout, and I'm going to call it 21-14. I'm going with Polk County.
Last year, these Rutherford Cavaliers 28-12 over the Bessemer City Yellow Jackets. This time, it'll be in Bessemer City, Dennis.
It won't make any difference. East Rutherford 24, Bessemer City 12.
Over in Rutherford County, again, after that one, Chase on Waggy tonight, WAGY 107.5 FM in Rutherford County. Let's see, they will be hosting the Mountain Heritage Cougars. Last season, Chase won 27-24 in a close game.
Well, they've lost a few players this year. They sort of drifted over towards Crest. And so I don't know what Mountain Heritage has got, but I would say that this year it's probably going to be Chase 21 and Mountain Heritage 14.
All right, on WCSL tonight, 92.15 AM, 92.9 FM, that you listen to right now from 92.9, you're going to hear the Cherryville Ironmen hosting the Avery County Vikings. And in last year's matchup up in Avery County, the Ironmen lost 19-12 in a very close game. Dennis?
Well, I've known Patrick Bowman since he was a little toddler that got off the bus to come into Crest to ride home with his mother. But this is his first experience being a head coach. He's been an assistant coach. Avery County tonight, I think, is maybe going to have the experience advantage. So I look for Avery County tonight, 21-14 over Cherryville.
Our only live video broadcast of the night across the board, Burns Bulldogs host the Forest View Jaguars tonight. If you want us to broadcast your school's games, call the schools and tell them, folks. You got to talk to the athletic directors and the principals and the folks that make the decisions around there, and ask them to ask us to provide video. We'd provide video for every one of these games if the schools would allow us, but some schools don't. But we're going to go to Burns this week for Burns and Forest View. Last year, the Bulldogs, Dennis, 42-0 over the Jags.
Well, Tom Sinafani and Matt Royster will be on top of this one tonight. They're playing the Forest View Jaguars. Of course, Burns had a lot of losses of players this past year due to graduation, and I don't know if McCowan's recovered from his injury in the preseason scrimmage, but I'm going to go with the Burns Bulldogs based on their superior program and coaching, and I'm going to go with 28-21 over Forest View.
All right, and the game of the week here in Cleveland County tonight on 101.5 FM, the Battle of Buffalo Creek. Kings Mountain at Shelby. Last year, the Mountaineers were victorious 34-17, Dennis.
That was last year. And this year, Shelby is probably the number one team in all our area. That's 2A, 3A, whatever. Shelby Golden Lions are going to have a very good year this year. They're going to head back to the state playoffs. Kings Mountain's going to be a very good team this year. They've got a tough conference to play in. I'm saying Shelby will win that one tonight, a score of 34 to Kings Mountain's 13.
All right, folks, that's going to do it here for our predictions in our first Witherspoon Insurance pregame show of the year. I want to thank Dennis Davis and Shannon Allen for coming in, and also Witherspoon Insurance as always. Our pregame meal and nightly meal, we'll be talking about them all night. Pete's Fish Box, we're about to dig into that. Red Zone Channel. Now, folks, where we're sending to on the radio, you'll be going to the game of your week. If you want to listen to any or all the games, ktcbroadcasting.com, you can switch back between all the games there on our website. If you want to watch Burns, go to YouTube, watch Burns and Forest View. If you want to listen to Kings Mountain and Shelby, the best place if you're not in the Cleveland County, Shelby area is ktcbroadcasting.com. Click on the logo of the game at the top of the page, or click on the player and just click play on WHS. Rutherford County, WAGYFM.com. You can see hear those games on there. And then we're going to have the Red Zone channel, highlights from all the games and scoring from all around the area here on KTC Broadcasting. Dennis, we're ready for another year of Friday Night Football here at KTC.
Kevin, you'll have all those outstanding plays during the Red Zone. And then, of course, we'll have all the scores on the post-game show brought to you by CSI Mechanical this year. Steve, thank you for sponsoring us. We'll be right here with all the scores.
All right, JP, we're going to send it back to you. We're going to take a quick break, folks, and we'll be right back for more sports and football. KTCBroadcasting.com.
The Yamaha Get Out and Ride sales event is underway at Full Throttle Powersports in Lowell. Get 3.9% APR financing and up to $3,500 cash with approved credit for qualified buyers. But that's not all. Suzuki Fest is underway with 2.9% APR financing for 36 months for qualified buyers. And get the hottest ride of the summer with the Yamaha Slingshot with no money down.